Interesting. One more question. Angels and guides. So we're talking about, and you even brought up angels and guides as well. And that's one of the questions that we were discussing. And we kind of, you talked about bringing your angels, bringing your guides, but also to that effect, what is the difference between angels, guides, guardians, and I guess councils?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the angels are not much different than what you refer to as the benevolent ETs and energies. So this one works a lot with the what she calls the white light healers, and she brings them in, and they are like a 12th dimensional vibrational being that she invites in to help with the healing process during sessions. And the angels would be much like this. They are a very high vibrational and multidimensional being that you will be assigned angels when you come into this incarnation. We're looking at how to explain that. These beings, they are, again, we want you to step out of the idea that anything is limited by time or space. So these beings are fascinating in how they can move through time and space in your reality and do so many things all at once. As you're sitting there thinking, are they with me all the time? And can that be boring? Or, what is that like to just follow a human around all day long? But these are very multitasking little angels. They can be very attuned to you and connected to you, maybe through what you would call the energy cords that you have. They're very connected to you, and yet they can be doing other things at the same time and know your every thought, your every move. And it is a very interesting thing to have them be so aware and connected to each individual that they are assigned to, and still be able to do whatever else they need to be doing in the other realm or reality that they exist in. So angels are a very fascinating thing for us. We love to watch the angels because they are, this is what is coming in to say about angels. They are very matter of fact. So they may not understand the human, and there are many volunteers here right now that are helping bridge the gap between the angels and the humans so that the angels can understand the humans a little bit better. Because how many people have had a bad day and somebody comes in and says, how are you? And you say, I'm fine. When really you're kind of torn up inside. And the angel knows you're tore up inside, and it's going, why did you say that? You're tore up inside, and yet you're saying you're fine. And they don't understand because they are so open and honest and what do you say? They wear their feelings on their sleeve, kind of a thing. The angels are an open book. And so they do not understand. Okay, this person likes this person, but yet they won't tell them they like this person because they're afraid that if they say they like this person's going to reject them. So both of them like each other, but they won't communicate that because of the fear. And so then they end up not connecting because they're afraid that the other one will reject them. And the angels don't understand this. Hopefully these examples are helping. And so there are many here that are bridging that gap to help the angels understand how better to help the humans as they come in and work with them, because angels are not familiar with what it is like to be in the human body. So they have sent some of their realm. So the incarnated angels, as you might say, are here to help the angels understand the human experience so that they can be better at assisting when you call on them. They are bound again by what we said earlier, the free will, and they are only able to intervene when you are calling them in or giving them permission. And they are very good at following those rules. So please, the only way that they could intervene is if you are putting yourself in danger's way before it is your time. But even some of that, if we would want to look at, say, suicide or something like that, if this is your free will choice to do that, then they grieve for you. But they cannot intervene unless there is a grander, bigger plan for you that you must be here. There's so many rules, so many little things to talk about with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the angels are here to help. They are here to help you keep your vibration high. They are here to help you when you call on them for assistance and prayers and healing and your thought processes. They would be wonderful beings to bring in, as they are such a beautiful and high vibration, to bring them in when you are trying to clear your mind of the negative thinking. When you are trying to, we're going to take trying out of this, when you are moving the energy of the old thought forms out of your energetic field, out of your vibrationary field, call the angels to help you do that. And then we're going to jump over to the guides. Guides are, as best description, you have a good description of guides in your reality. A guide is somebody that has been in the human experience and has been through that before. And a lot of times the guides will be loved ones that are connected to your soul family. And they are here to help you through your journey, as in another time frame you were there to help them through theirs as their guide. And so just like you take turns coming in as siblings or parents or whatever role you're playing, you also take turns as being each other's guides in the soul family. So this is a whole different group. This is your soul family that you come and reincarnate with. And this is, we are going to take that to another level. So that is one level of your guides, soul family members that come in to help you in your journey. And sometimes if the soul family member has left their physical body without learning all of their lessons, and you have a similar lesson to learn, sometimes they will piggyback onto you as your guide so that they may also learn the lesson through you without having to come into another incarnation. So that is another thing that happens there. It is a exchange of soul energy and soul family contracts. The next level of guides is versions of yourself. Versions of yourself from other lifetimes that you have learned. And the access of that consciousness is in the high self. And so some of the guides that you see coming in, that come in around you, that you're like, oh my gosh, I have, maybe I have, I'm trying to think of somebody famous that everybody will know. Some Egyptian god coming in to help me move through. Maybe you have Horus or Thoth or Cleopatra coming in to help you move through. Or let's go into some of these energies that maybe are not so powerful, but in times of great knowledge that you have picked up all of this knowledge, and so they are versions of your higher self coming in and tapping you on the shoulder to remind you of who you were in other lifetimes, of your strength in other lifetimes. And we go to, so that is another one, and we can feel this one is fading. So we apologize as our communication is starting to get a little choppy. The next one that it comes in, we're going to go to your spirit animals. Maybe you are connected to the hawk or to the deer or to a bear. These are also lifetimes that you had of great strength, and these are messengers of different insights, like any bird animal that comes in is your connection to the high self or to spirit, because they of course are higher. And maybe you have an earth animal like a gopher or something that connects you to the earth, and all of those in between. And these animals are all also here for guidance. Some of them may have been you in another lifetime where you had this experience and you gained this knowledge, and now you're bringing it to you in this form. And what a great resource to have. You have had all of these infinite experiences in all of these different life forms, and you have access to calling on them and bringing them in. And this one here is saying, is this like the Akashic Records? Because you wanted to know about those. And this is much like the Akashic Records. You have all of this access within yourself, and why not pull from these resources? And so your guides could be much like pulling resources from your Akashic Records of lifetimes that you have had, that you had knowledge. You've been wizards, you've been animals, you've been trees, you've been everything, you've been fairies, you've had so many different experiences. Why not pull from those? And we are forgetting one. We were going to go to one more, and we cannot remember what that was.
Was it guardians by any chance? Guardians? Or is that the same as guides?
We were going to go to spirits and saints, angels. What do we call it? The ascended masters. That is where we were going to go. The ascended masters. So when you get a guide like Jesus or Buddha or, you know, any of those ascended masters, this is, again, an access of consciousness of the collective of great wisdom that is being shared with everyone. These are yet another form of guide that can come in and guide with you. And some of these guides stay with you always, and others come and go. So we do not want to limit that. This evolution of guides can keep going as you keep raising your vibration. Then you get to, like what we are doing here with the channeling of a benevolent ET or somebody that has access to higher vibrational knowledge. You, as you raise your vibration, can reach more knowledge, more awareness. And we will go to the guardians now. This one is not quite sure what you mean by guardians, so we're going to have you explain that because we're using her access.
In other videos, they talk about that each one of us has angels that protect us, guides, and guardians. So it's they talk about it in certain books as well, that there's certain guardians that we have that protect us and look over us. I don't know if that's different from guides or if that's different. Maybe
this particular guardian question, as we were looking at that, this is going to be an individual, like we have talked a lot about the volunteers. We have talked a lot about the ascension process with the volunteers, and those volunteers have different guardians than, say, somebody who is not on the ascension path as of yet. And so there is going to be a group of guardians that is protecting like this one here has guardians that are protecting her against psychic attacks, against energies that are not serving her at this time, so that she can continue to do the work and bring in the ascension pieces. And it's same with you as a volunteer. And for all of you listening, if you resonate with the volunteer and you are out there doing the work and you are bringing in that light, you are going to have this extra level of protection around you to help you get the information you need to get in to this reality in here. So there is, we do not know if we are answering your question, but it is showing us this is what we are being shown. And that would be different from what somebody that is maybe not acting as a volunteer at this time and is just on a karmic cycle of the planet may have a different type of guardian. And it could be that it is their guides and their angels that are acting in that role.
Okay, that makes sense. And when they said guardians, that it's for protection, and you answered exactly to, you know, an extra layer of protection that these guardians are protecting you. So
very good.
One last thing, angels. Do angels have wings? And what do angels look like?
We are asking them. We are seeing them as light, as vibrational light, and that they can make the image that is pleasing. Do you have wings? It is cute. They are showing us versions of the human design of an angel with big, massive wings and the manly, burly bodies and the golden, flowy hair. And we giggle because they are this beautiful energy. And they can take on that human form. And their vibration is very high. They do not need wings. is what we are hearing. We do not need wings. Mm. They can, much like we were talking about the vehicle earlier, they can just show up where they need to be. They do not need the wings to fly them anywhere. So the answer would be no, they do not have the wings. However, they do enjoy this picture that we have created of them, and they do enjoy showing themselves in that fashion for us. And they said this got confused when their aura would show. It would appear, it is their aura that people are seeing. It is this beautiful golden light that would wrap around them when they would show up. And it got, over the years of artists who were seeing this, they were interpreting that as these beautiful golden wings.
Wow, interesting. So, is angels as also orbs, flying orbs, or is that something different?
Orbs can be many things. A lot of times they are the fairies. The fairies like to interact with the humans. Many of you might notice that you have orbs in your room at night when you are going to sleep, or orbs around your plants in your home. There are many of you that are very connected to the earth element, which means you are very connected to the fairies. One of you that is listening is just learned of your fairy connection. And the fairies are very excited about this. So play with the fairies, get out in nature. If this resonates with you, however many of you this resonates with, it is good to get out in nature, talk to the plants, talk to the trees, talk to it. You are very connected to the fairy realm when you are very drawn to that element. And the fairies are very, very, very excited about helping the planet to raise its vibration. Because when we raise our vibration to the 5th dimension, they do not have to remain a secret anymore. That is one of the other perks of 5D. You will now get to be more accessible to the fairy realm with where the magic is located. There is lots of magic there.
The magic is real.
The magic is real. Where do you think she got that? You were also asking about the council, and the councils are asking us
yes.
to tap into that before this one peters out.
Okay.
The councils are, each one has a group or a council that has helped them to design and create their path. There are significant things that you have set up in your lifetime to do, and things that you have set up, as those of you that are watching this are most likely on your ascension path, you have set things up to trigger you on this path to help you to get to videos like this one, and to get to other videos of wonderful people who are bringing in these messages. And it is up to you, your discernment, to filter through the messages and take what is yours, what feels right to you, and let the rest go. And we felt that needed to be said to someone. Only take the parts that feel right for you. That is the information that you are meant to take in today. If it does not feel right, let it go. It is okay. But the councils are here. They come in to help you design and orchestrate what you will have lined up, the lessons you will learn, the things you will take on and transmute. And a lot of you are transmuting energy that isn't, you may feel overwhelmed by energy right now, and it is because you are being the vehicle to transmute the energy for your soul group. Those who are not quite there yet, those loved ones that we spoke of earlier that we were afraid are not going to make it to the 5th dimension, you are doing 24/7 working with moving their energy and helping them move it and helping them transmute it. There's a lot of things going on. You have set that up in your path to do those things and be triggered to remembering how to do them and seeing and experiencing the things you needed to see and experience to get you where you are today. That is what the council is here to help you with. And the council has, again, if we want to talk about the Akashic records, the council is the one to ask. the information, what is it I'm supposed to be doing here in this lifetime? They are the ones that will help you bring that information in. All of that information is also accessible through the high self. Sometimes it is nice to bring in the council to give you a broader perspective of what is going on around you, and to bring healing in where you might not be able to recognize it in yourself. A lot of times when you, as the individual and as a healer, you are so busy doing other things that you do not recognize where you are needing to shift and change the energy in your own environment, or where you got off track over here or distracted by that, and then bring those priorities back in. And so doing a little check-in off and on, maybe even once a week or so, just check in and make sure that you are still on task with the priorities that mean something to you, and that you did not get off course or fall into another illusion of lack or hardship or illness, and just get back to center. It is going to be very important to learn, all of us, to get back to center. Always get back to center, create balance, masculine, feminine balance, get back to center, release fear. Very important things. And these are all, everyone we listed today are all here to help. Call them in, call in the councils, call in the angels, call in the guardians, call in the guides, call in your helpers. You are so fully supported and so fully guided. And when you are open to that and to the flow, and then tune your free will, high self, conscious self, put it all in alignment, and ask, what is the next right step for me in the highest good? And keep asking that every day. And bring that in for yourself.
Well, you read my mind. I was going to ask you the question, how does someone contact their councils or guardians or angels? So you did pretty good at answering that.
Oh, good. Very nice.
Well, I think that's it. I think we discussed all the questions and so on, and then you did a great job answering all these questions for us.
Yes, there's so much information, is there not?
Yes, we can stay here for hours.
Yes. Okay, well, we thank you for inviting us back, and we look forward to next time. Thank you.
Thank you. For anybody watching this video, just want to say thank you for the comments that y'all been leaving, me and Tracie, to bring up certain topics. Very helpful, because it helps us talk about certain things and also what's on your mind. So thank you for subscribing, and thank you for the love, the thumbs up. So
yeah,
appreciate it. So
we really do. Yeah, it's not always so easy this is very vulnerable, just so you know. This is a vulnerable thing to do. And so when you give thumbs up, and we've been getting some good feedback and very positive
yes,
things.
it does help. It helps.
It does help. Keeps me on track with doing it, because it's a little intimidating. So thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you, Jason.
All right. Say bye-bye.